Lesson 9. Classification of norms. Introduction. In sociology, folkways and mores are effective methods of social control. These are deep-rooted in the society. These too have special significance and is necessary to distinguish between the two and to understand the relationship existing between customs, habits, fashions, etc. Folkways. The folkways are the recognized ways of behaving in society. They include conventions, forms of etiquette, and myriad modes of behavior evolved by men. They vary, of course, from society to society and from time to time. Wearing a necktie is folkway in Western community. No less too is the filling of teeth among Philippine negritos. A.W. Green opines, those ways of acting that are common to a society or a group and that are handed down from one generation to the next are known as folkways. Folkways are numerous and range from the most trifling acts and behavior to the most serious things of life. Their number is infinite. The folkways of eating are quite interesting. The Hindus do not take meat. The Bengalis prefer rice to bread. Ants and insects are eaten by Indians in Brazil, but not in Europe and America. Folkways are not static but change with changing social conditions. Some folkways undergo continuous and rapid change. For example, folkways connected with economic functions of a group. An individual starts an innovation. Others, finding the innovation better than the old one, accept and follow it. Folkways are obeyed partly because of their social role and partly because there is social sanction behind them. They are binding on the people and many of these tend to become habits with them. To violate some of the folkways is usually possible, but it is impossible to violate all of them. The sanctions of the folkways are themselves folkways. In society, for each violation of norm there is usually some standardized procedure for punishing. But the sanctions are comparatively mild, consisting generally of informal relations. Mores. The folkways which serve as the regulator of social life are termed as mores. The folkways which are considered by the group to be of great significance and rather indispensable to its welfare are called mores. They are the folkways in their capacity as instruments of control. They express the group standards, the group sense of what is fitting, right and conducive to well-being. Mores play a vital social role and for this reason they are attached great social significance. Firstly, they determine much of our individual behavior. They both compel behavior and forbid it. In society there are innumerable mores like monogamy, anti-slavery, democracy and prohibition, conformity to which is regarded as necessary. Secondly, mores identify the individual with the group. He maintains those social bonds which are essential of satisfactory living. Lastly, the mores are guardians of society. The mores hold the members of the group together. There are mores for each sex, for all classes and for all groups whose function is to maintain the solidarity of the group. The mores differ from folkways on several points. 1. Folkways are of more general and wider character than mores. 2. Mores imply more of a value judgment than folkways. 3. Mores are more effective and are always molding and restraining the tendencies of the individuals than the folkways. 4. It is out of mores and not folkways that our profound convictions of right and wrong come. 5. Folkways are less deeply rooted in society and change more rapidly than the mores, which are more deeply rooted and change less frequently. 6. Folkways change with one's social status and occupational position, but mores do not change that way. Law. A law is more or less systematic body of generalized rule. Law means the code upheld by the state. Basic features. 1. Laws are the general condition of human activity prescribed by the state for its members. 2. Law is only enacted by a proper law-making authority. It is a product of conscious thought. 3. Law is definite, clear and precise. 4. Law applies equally to all without exception in identical circumstances. 5. The violation of law is followed by penalties determined by the authority of state. Law and custom are the important codes which regulate social life and maintain social order. In simple societies, custom can suffice, whereas in complex societies people cannot do without laws. However, custom and law differ from each other on several points. 1. Law is a make but custom is a growth. 2. Law needs a special agency for enforcement, but custom does not need any agency. 3. Law is specific while customs are not. 4. Law is more flexible and adoptable than custom. 5. Customs fade and disappear without formal abolition and without recognition by any authority, but laws disappear only when abolished by a recognized authority. 6. Law is more idealistic than custom. 7. Law generally deals with matters which are vital to the life of society, whereas the subject matter of custom is more ordinary and familiar. But despite these differences, both custom and law complement and supplement each other and go side by side in society. Customs. Customs are one of the most powerful and common means of social control. Customs refers primarily to practices that have been often repeated by generations. They are habits which through repetition become the basis for an order of social behavior. Social role of customs. 1. Customs regulate social life. They are powerful and regulate social life, especially among illiterate people. 2. Custom is the repository of social heritage. It preserves our culture and transmits it to the succeeding generations, brings together and develops social relations among them. 3. Customs are universal. There is no country or community where customs are not found. In some communities they are regarded as sacred and their violation cannot be even thought of. 4. Customs are both democratic and totalitarian at the same time. It is democratic because it is made by the group. Everybody contributes to its growth. It is totalitarian because it affects every sphere of life. Fashion. Fashion is an important means of social control. It determines our speech, opinion, belief, recreation, dress, music, art and literature. They are folkways which serve only for a short time. Characteristics. 1. Fashion is changeable. It is short and hardly lives a decade. 2. Fashion is artificial because it is created and followed with a purpose in mind. 3. Fashion is started by somebody and others have to adopt it. When it becomes universal, it loses its novelty and gives place to new fashion. 4. Fashion frequently grows where customs break off. Social role of fashion. 1. Fashion statistics. 2. Strong demands of social man, the demand for novelty and demand for conformity. 2. Fashion facilitates social change by providing a transitional change from one custom to another and modifies the rigidity of customers. 3. Fashion radiates generally from the richer class of people. This enhances the prestige of upper class and those imitating them. The mores help in regulating our group behavior. In large complex societies, the mores are not as compelling as in small societies. Folkways and mores are effective methods of social control. Folkways are behavior pattern of everyday life which generally arises unconsciously in a group. Custom is enduring, fashion is changeable. Custom stands for society, fashion for individuality. Summary. Folkways and mores have special significance and is necessary to distinguish between the two and to understand the relationship existing between customs, habits, fashions, etc. The folkways are the recognized ways of behaving in society. They include conventions, forms of etiquette, and myriad models of behavior evolved by men. The folkways which serve as the regulator of social life are termed as mores. Mores play a vital social role and for this reason they are attached great social significance. Mores determine much of our individual behavior. A law is more or less systematic body of generalized rule. Law means the code upheld by the state. Law and custom are the important codes which regulate social life and maintain social order. Customs are one of the most powerful and common means of social control. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please like, subscribe and share.